Welcome aboard to the S5000 round number 2. Thanks to Racecraft Simulations, we are here at Hockenheim for what should be a fantastic race tonight, joined in the commentary box by Dave Roberts. My name is not Christopher Mitchell, it's Luke. Welcome aboard, Dave. How are you going tonight, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you? I'm looking forward to seeing these cars, these super fast S5000s around the Hockenheim Grand Prix track here in Germany tonight.
Oh, it's a classic F1 track that we love. We've seen for so many years in different configurations over the years too, but this is going to be a fast, really exciting race tonight, and they're going to throw it all on the line. You know, we've had the first race jitters out of the way now. It's time to really, put it to the pedal to the metal and show us what you're made of. So these cars are quick, they're fast, they're loud, they move around a fair bit too. What can they do for us?
Yeah, it's there's a group of 5 at the top of the board, sort of thing, that seem to be just a tenth or so quicker than everyone else, and they have been duking it out during qualifying here. Now we see Tim Delisle sitting there with the fastest lap currently from Damon Woods, and he's 5/100ths of a second quicker. And then you've got Julian Dunn back in 3rd, Josh Stewart 4th, and Greg Olsen in 5th. And that gang of 5 instead just got a couple of tenths on the next group. So I think our winners tonight is going to potentially come out of one of those, unless they get a bit too competitive and somebody will just sneak through and steal the lot off them.
Some beautiful looking liveries once again tonight, Dave. And as you said, Julian Dunn's up there. He had a bit of misfortune, didn't he, in the last race? He'll want to come back from that. And you've got others there. Phil Vella, good to see him up inside the top 10. Wayne Burke, who I think had a shocker last time and came through the field. He'll be quick tonight as well.
Yeah, Phil was must have been off colour last time out, because Phil's very, very quick. Phil Vella's very quick in these cars, and he was down the list, down 16th, 18th. It was very not like him. So it is good to see him up there. I think that next little group, the Jason Sieg, the Yusuf, Edmonds, and Vella, they're sort of the guys who are sitting there just off the pace of the top guys. But yeah, there's not much in this. And last time out, as you're saying, Julian didn't have a great night. Julian had an issue in the heat race, and then in the feature he did manage to fight his way back through the field to take the win. So although he won the round by winning the feature race, Damon Woods actually stole the points lead. So Damon's actually leading the points even though he didn't win the feature race, which just shows you how tight and close this is. Yeah,
Damon P2, 53 thousandths of a second off the top time of Delisle, so it's nice and close to the top. The top 5, in fact, covered by 2/10 of a second, so we're in for a good race tonight as we hit the end of qualifying now. Only 5 seconds to go before we hit the grid for race number 1, so they'll be tuned in, ready to go. Welcome everyone that's watching us across Twitch, YouTube, and of course Facebook. This is Race Stars TV, and we're about to go into race number 1. That's how quick it happens. It's a quick 15-minute dash. Let's go straight to the grid, Dave, and we'll call it through, because your pole sitter tonight, Tim Delisle for Positive Sim Racing, sticks it on the front row with Damon Woods alongside him. Julian Dunn off that second row. Watch out for Julian getting the start right tonight. Joshua Stewart alongside him, P4. Greg Olsen will start with Jason Sieg down in 6th place, and Andre Yusuf down in 7th place behind them. Daniel Edmonds will line up alongside him on the 4th row. Good, strong 4th row. The 5th row, Phil Vella. As Dave said in the intro there, he will be quick tonight. Watch out for him on that 5th row of the grid. Caleb Hydes alongside him in 10th. Then it's Wayne Burke and Shane Russell. Good to see Shane, who I've seen across many series for DFR, right up there in the top 12. So that's good as you see the rest of the field and they start to line up. Dave, who's your mover there? You got Rob Bowden, mid-pack, 20th place on the grid. Do you think he'll try and get through there tonight? Because Rob's a good competitor.
Yeah, look, Rob's always, classy. He puts in a classy performance. The other guy I do want to mention tonight is Sam Batty, who's new to the series. He's just joining the series tonight. We've had somebody withdraw from the season, and Sam got a gift card in the mailbox this morning and said, "Oh boy, I'm going to come and join you." So nice. He was the first reserve. So let's hope he has a great race tonight.
Yeah, well, they're gritting up now and getting set for a start. It's a good-looking field of race cars. We've got Tim Delisle there, sitting right on pole position now. Turn 1 can be a bit treacherous. There's a lot of runoff area, but it's one of those, cold tyres. You've just got to be a little bit patient through 1 and then down into the big braking zone at 2 before they then settle into what is a kink in a straight down to a very tight hairpin. Patience and I think a bit of good luck's going to play a heavy part at the start of this short sprint race.
tricky for the back of the grid too, because they're starting round the curve, so
Yeah.
they're trying to put the power down on one of these things while they're turning the corner. So that'll be hopefully they'll be all right at the back.
Righto, we wait for our starter. We're almost ready to go for heat number 1 tonight. And there he is, our starter, about to fly the flag, and watch them get off the line here. Will we see anyone bomb it? There's already some wheel spinning there. I think they stall it up on the brake as we get away there. A couple quick in the back row, but we'll chat about that start procedure later, because Tim Delisle's got away in the lead perfectly ahead of Woods, and I think Josh Stewart's made up a place. Andre Yusuf has dropped right down the timing order. He's in strife, but it's a great start out the front by Tim Delisle.
Yeah, there was somebody there sideways on the exit of turn 1, so I'm not quite sure who it was, but somebody. It didn't look like a major incident. It looked like they just dropped it themselves, so they probably had a little touch from inside.
Oh, battle here between Josh Stewart, who's already on the move. He's up 1 position. Now he's having another go further back. 2-3 abreast as we go into the break-in zone there. Reese McGetz is all in the thick of it. Someone's coming in very hot down the inside, and I tell you what, they've got through there pretty well. Yeah, that was a great move. A couple of cars there. Thank you very much, he says.
Yeah, they were all very considerate. Nobody just turned in. Everybody seemed to be using their mirrors and doing a very nice job so far.
Tim's
I
checking out.
shouldn't say that, because it'll be commentator's curse again, won't it?
Of course. Tim's trying to check out the front. Fast entry to the stadium section. Now you can see Damon Woods. He'll be pretty settled here. I think, right, I'm just going to go into a bit of a pattern, look after the tyres for the first 5-6 minutes, bring them into the working temperature, and then start to attack. But I want to talk about it. Someone's gone off in the background there. I think it was Nick Bradford, maybe off into the wall. It was Nick Bradford. I want to talk about that start procedure, because that's 2 weeks in a row now that I've seen these cars spin the wheel. Now, I know a lot of the drivers will put their left foot on the brake and right foot on the accelerator to sort of stall the car up on the grid, but we're definitely seeing some rear wheel slip. Are you seeing that, Dave?
Yeah, look, a lot of the guys are using the hand clutch now too, where they've got a steering wheel with double paddles on it. So they've got paddles for changing gears, and underneath they have 2 paddles. I've got one on my wheel in front. You hold the 2 paddles in, you let one go. It's like an F1 car. You let the first one go, and it lets it go to the bike point. So you start moving, and then you drop the second clutch, and can give you a very, very quick start. So there's a lot of people using different methods. Some people are putting it in gear, holding it on the brake and dumping the brake. Some people are, dumping it into gear, and there's all sorts of things. Everyone's got their own trick. But I think the guys with the double paddles have probably got a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, there's a big move on here. As I was just seeing...
on the outside, that was beautiful.
Yeah, and done a long way back. He's dropped about 4 spots off the start here, so he's just recovering. Obviously not the ideal start, as wheel to wheel behind them. Big crash in the background. Ooh. We just saw a car up in the air, and there's...
and another one.
Yeah, further on, there's a car well out of control. It might be Daniel Harris, I think it was. So Harris has gone straight on and disappeared off the screens there. So I know Harris is still there, but someone else went off in a big way behind him. So they're just getting a little bit touchy in the back end of the field as we get into lap 3.
These cars are a little loose in the rear until you get the tyres hot, and even then, they've got a lot of horsepower. It's pretty easy to drop them, but on cold tyres, you've got to be very, very, very considerate of that the horsepower under your right foot. You got to treat that accelerator like a big soft marshmallow.
Yeah.
Another one there in turn 1 I saw in the background.
So Scott Badeye off again, I think.
So much from I've given him the commentator's curse, haven't I?
You have, we see a couple of guys just ducking out of the slipstream to have a bit of a look. Blake Delaney further back. There's a good battle further back in the field. I love this. 21st place, 22nd. They're battling almost 4 wide into the braking zone down the inside. Is that Andre Yusuf? I think that was Yusuf making his way back through the field. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Great overtake. So Yusuf, after a terrible opening lap to the race, now bringing himself back into this.
So now who's the blue car there, Luke?
That's Paul Rogers, that is. So on board with Rogers now, looking over his shoulder.
It was Rogers that made a beautiful round the outside move.
Spinner Jensen in the background. Sorry to cut you off, but Jensen lost it. We saw it in the rear angle camera as he came out of the corner. And there's another car facing the wrong way with a nose cone missing there as well. Action at the back of the pack. I love it.
Yeah, see that corner there, they're hard on the throttle, accelerating and turning quite a severe corner. So they're relying on the downforce, but they're obviously not got the back end hot enough yet.
Yep, out in front meanwhile, though, they're looking pretty good. It's a 1 second gap. Delisle just leading out Woods. And, I thought Damon was going to be very dominant in this series. He's got someone taking it to him tonight, and Josh Stewart as well.
I noticed Julian Dunn's dropped back to 7th. That's the gang of 5 is broken.
Yeah, well, Dunn...
It's a gang of 4.
Yeah, the opening lap is where Dunn lost a lot of those positions. I'm not sure if he had a spin or if something else might have got in his way, but...
Well, he had a bit of an issue with his starts last week. I wonder whether he's still having the same problem.
We'll just have a quick look. This is a quick replay from the start, and you can see Julian Dunn just in front there. There's Julian Dunn. Let's watch. See the wheels spinning? Look at the wheels spinning. And then they get away. Now, he got a lot of opposite lock there, and he went backwards. So
it's like something happened when he went to second gear. It was almost like he missed a gear.
Yeah, so that's where he lost all those positions at the start. Caleb Hydes has now gone around as well, so he's having a bit of trouble down there too. Under investigation, it's Drew Collins and Daniel Harris for a lap 2 incident.
I think hopefully they're getting all this out of their system in the heat race, and we'll have a nice, strong, clean. And another one round.
This is the accident here with Harris. Watch this. So it was a bad rejoin from the other car, which came in and 10-pin bowled Daniel Harris out of the way. Unfortunately, that's on lap 2. That's now
delivery.
Yeah, that's now under investigation. So hence,
loving the line on the back of that.
Yeah, race control looking straight into that one now, and there'll probably be a quick penalty dished out shortly. So ignore the lap times. There's 8 minutes to go in this race. It's a quick, short, sharp 15-minute race before we then go to the 45-minute feature.
There's a great battle a little bit further back, Luke. I don't know whether we can pick it up between Paul Rogers and Will Ryan. They've been side by side for about the first half of the lap, I think.
Well, car off the road there.
They're still side by side banging wheels.
Paul Rogers and Caleb Hydes, was it?
Caleb Hydes, yes.
Yep. Will Ryan's further up the road in P12 at the moment. But, Rogers has been in the thick of things. He's up 9 positions, and Marcus Kunitzka just further back, having a big dive down the inside. He's also up 11 spots. Just almost took the side out of Daniel Harris's car, but Kunitzka is also trying to make something of this race after an ordinary qualifying effort. So he's now putting the pressure on for P22, can you believe, as the new fastest lap of the race for Woods, and a 10-second penalty for Drew Collins for an unsafe re-entry causing the incident on lap 2. So there you go, race control all over that very quickly. Big
sideways there from Marcus Knitzer as he came out of that, the total left-hander there, got it very, very sideways on the exit.
So your race leader, 1.1 seconds out in front now. The battle back with Yusuf, who we saw earlier cutting his way through the field, 17th place. I think it was 20th last time we picked him up. So he continues to move forward. He's still got to make another 9 spots to be where he started the race. Progressive grid though, Dave. Important that you do have a good finish in this first race.
It is. It's about keeping it clean. And if you drop a spot, you drop a spot. You've got a big race to make it back. It's, but there's some people out here that haven't quite learnt that lesson yet. Quite a few of them, in fact.
On board with Rob Bowden. Here goes an overtake down the inside. Will Ryan having a look, thinks better of it for the number 11. And Bowden hangs on for another couple of corners at least. So,
it is a circuit that offers you overtaking opportunities and good ones. Down into turn 2, down into the hairpin, into these corners. You can get up the inside. It's a really, really good circuit for racing.
Oh, Ryan, what a great looking car that is as well.
Yeah, I know it's Rue's favourite. We were talking about it last week, and Rue's favourite is the worm paint there. The worm paint of the guys who do the livery, and they've done a beautiful job there on that car.
Hey, Syndicate, of course. I've seen them since day dot, I think, with my sim racer broadcasting back in the ASFR days of Speedway. Have we got someone off, have we?
Yeah, got him. I think, yep, round again, sideways.
Daniel Harris has been in the wars, hasn't he?
I actually really like this paint. It looks a bit like an old Renault F1 car, but I'm really loving the big lion on the back of it. See that?
Yeah, very
beautiful.
Cool. Just needs the name across the rear wing and then I'd be happy.
Yes.
They're looking good. Now, what can Damon Woods...
Maybe
we can. Damon Woods, what can he do here? He's 1 second. Gap's just come down slightly. I want to have a quick look at the lap chart between first and second. Over the last couple of laps, you can see that it's sort of been a bit of a yo-yo. The last 2 laps, he's actually lost a 10th and a half to your race leader, Is he just settling back now with 5 to go, saving something for the tyres for one last dig? Although,
he's wide there.
yeah, in the background you can see he's not really doing much for the tyres when you're going to drive off the racetrack like that.
No, and this is an open setup series, so the cars aren't all identical. They all tweak them differently. So, he might be running a little more downforce or a little less downforce, and you'll find the cars, different setups will wear the tyres a bit differently. Being a serious national championship, we didn't want to make and with really high performance cars, didn't want to make it a fixed setup. It's this is something you've got to earn. You've got to go and do some testing. You've got to get the cars set up for each circuit. And the guys have done a great job, but you will see a variance in cars here. You might see that in straight line speed. Plus, don't forget they've got the push-to-pass system in this, or DRS. It's a DRS that works like push-to-pass. So it's a DRS system that actually closes the wing, not opens it, to store the rear wing. But you only get 8 uses of it, so it's like a push-to-pass system. So that's great, because that brings in that strategic element of when to use it. So
yeah, we saw that last race as well. It was very hard to see it with the naked eye, just trying to see that rear wing close and stall. You can just see it open up there for Crespo. So
I think
nice
Crespo had the button down on the way down the straight there. Then
Cairns, one of our favourites here as well. Damien Cairns now up 6 spots into 22nd. He needs to probably just brush up his qualifying. He's definitely getting quicker. Still, it takes me a while to get used to him in this new livery.
Yeah, the Team Accelerate, which is a new little venture with Damien and a couple of the other guys that created a new sim team for themselves. Accelerate Racing, I think it is, and new liveries to go with it. Kermit.
Yeah, and he's changed everything, including the highlight colours in the room. As you can see, it used to be all blue, now it's green, and
got rid of that picture of the silly taxi.
And with the flick of an RGB controller, we've gone from blue to green. Love it. So
he's a bit busy. He can't give us a shaka.
Yeah, there we go. He's listening. He's listening. Always listening. But some great racing here, and he's holding off Marcus Kunitska. So both of them have really rattled their way through the field, as we see only 2 3/4 minutes to go now. It's starting to get to the tight end of this first race.
Yeah, keep both hands on the wheel for us, Damien. I want to see you finish, mate.
Yep, a couple of other drivers. Obviously, we've got Scotty Bartain. It is me that's been saying it wrong. We're like, who's been saying it wrong? I haven't been saying it wrong. It was me. I'm sorry, Scotty Bartain.
Yes. Tim Delisle's put in a nice little drive tonight. Now he was there or thereabouts at Barcelona last time out the first round, so he was running at the top, but he didn't figure on the top 2 steps. So to see him sort of gapping Damon Woods tonight, that's interesting. We're going to see that as we go to different circuits. Somebody might get a bit better setup than somebody else, or the track just might suit them a little better than, for me, I love Hockenheim. It's a favourite. So, you tend to drive well at places you like.
Yeah, for sure. It would be nice to go right under the forest, though, like the old days.
Well, I actually went there in, I'm trying to think, it would have been 84, I think, and I went to Hockenheim to watch the round of the Formula 2 World Championship at the time with the marches and the Rolls Hondas and whatever, and it was on the full long circuit, and I walked out into the forest, and it was just sensational. Absolutely sensational. They had the Euro Formula Ford 2000 Championship there as well, and I mean, you just couldn't contemplate how fast it was.
The sound would have been amazing too, out in the forest.
Yeah, and of course, my all-time favourite, I grew up as a kid, just loved Jimmy Clark, and Jimmy Clark was killed here in a Formula 2 race, so out in the forest. So he went off, and very, very sad day. I remember I was a little, very, very small young boy. My father was very into motor racing, and I think I cried for about 2 days because Jimmy had been killed. So, and I'd been with my dad only a few weeks prior at Sandown, and Dad knew Jimmy and Graham Hill from the UK, because that's where he came from, and we were in the pits talking, and don't know who it was, but somebody picked me up and I just sat in Jimmy's Lotus 49 while he and Dad were chatting, and that was the first ever race car I sat in. So it was a pretty cool story.
That is epic, yeah. Final lap here, Dave. So 11 laps in the bag. We've got 10 seconds on the counter. So when that runs out, it means we are on the final lap of the race. And Tim Delisle has walked away 1.8 seconds the lead over Woods. So this is looking good. There's a battle further back. Wayne Burke and Phil Vella have been duking it out corner to corner. Great to see some big flames out the back of that exhaust too on Phil Vella's car. But we'll go back and enjoy just the end of this lap for Tim, because he deserves the airtime. Sometimes when you're out in front you don't get it because you're just off by yourself, but this has been a master drive for race number 1.
Yeah, they've been quite settled and very, very controlled, and sort of just sat there and followed each other around. They haven't really threatened each other for an overtaking place. Julian's got back to 6th, but Sieg's there in 5th, so they've just I think they're setting themselves for the future. Yep.
So the checker flag flies here for Tim Delisle, who wins it from Damon Woods and Josh Stewart, your top 3 for race number 1. And a good feisty little race, that one. A couple of movers. Wayne Burke up a couple of spots. Bailey Evans up into 10th, so he's made it inside the top 10 from 13th on the grid. And Rob Bowden up into 13th. He came from mid-grid 20th place to jump up 7. So that's an epic little drive for him in race 1 tonight. And that will progress now into race 2.
I think as a result of that, you'll probably, I'm guessing a bit here because I don't have the points in front of me, but I'm guessing that Damon Woods has probably stretched his lead a little bit, because in second place was Julian Dunn. So he would have stretched his lead over that. I'm not quite sure where Tim is in that point score at the moment, but I think he's 3rd or something. So I'm guessing that Damon's probably just stretched his lead a little bit.
Yeah, we'll try and get a look at that lap 2 crash if we can. This was Daniel Harris. So you can just see a car up the road, right up in the air, and watch Harris here. He's just minding his own business. Now watch the rejoin coming from right of your screen, and you'll see it right about now. Come back in and bang! Just no vision really on the.
That first part of that looked like ice skaters doing a routine, didn't it? With
We've got to pick who that is.
In the air.
Someone right up in the air there. So.
He's hit the curb, or no, he's hit a car. He's hit somebody. He's just out of frame. Yeah, he's just come off the wheel of the other black car.
So that's the 57. So with my 12 hours staring at a screen all day eyes, I can't read who the 57 is. Is it Ben Holko? I think it was Ben Holko. Let's have another look and see if we can just pick up what happened to him. So on board, he just slowed down. It's like the car stopped. Very interesting.
Oof.
We'll get an outboard shot of that and have another look. So, he got a big slide on. That's what happened. So he got
a big slide on and came to stop right in front of the field.
Yeah, huge slide.
That's just a bit of a racing incident.
Yeah, we've just been moved on to the next session. So I can't go back to those replays, unfortunately, but I will bring up the Heat 1 results to show you what they look like. And it was a dominant win there, 1.8 seconds, Tim Delisle over Woods and Stewart. So quick break now. We've got a couple of minutes. Dave, we might just grab ourselves a quick breather. No one's coming in for a chat, I don't think, are they?
I might go and get a quick drink.
We've got Tim there. I'll grab him in for a quick quick chat.
Tim?
Yeah.
I'm going to go and grab a drink.
Perfect. Tim, great job race number 1 there, mate. Dominant. You pulled away 1.8 seconds in the end over Damon Woods, who we know is a fast competitor. How did it feel out there tonight at this fantastic circuit?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I was really happy with that. Wasn't sure where I was going to find myself pace-wise, but managed to bank a pretty good qualifying lap, and from there, the dirty air is pretty tough here, so my main goal was just breaking the toe and hoping that the guys behind would fight, and yeah, it seemed to be what happened.
Yeah, you look really smooth out there. I know the guys behind you, not lapping at your pace, but moving around a lot more, so struggling more with the tyres, and to get through that first couple of corners, keep your head and let these tyres come into their own window is so important, right, in these cars?
Yeah, it is. There's a couple of corners on the first lap especially that can be really sketchy, so yeah, it's a bit like the whole eggshell under the pedal kind of thing, but yeah, once the tyres got in the zone, the car felt really good, so want to thank Josh for the set, but yeah, maybe wait till after the next one, see if I can pull it off again, hopefully.
Yeah, well, good luck in the next one, mate. Quickly, before we let you go, the start procedure. We're seeing a lot of these cars spin the rear wheels whilst they're still stationary. Is it sort of like a line, like you're holding your left foot on the brake? Is that what's happening and you're revving it up?
Yeah, it's a dual clutch plus brake. I won't go into it too much, hoping that
Give away the
Damon
secrets.
still hasn't quite got the hang of it and take any advantage I can get. But yeah.
Okay, it's looking really good, mate. So good luck in the next race. We hope to see you on the podium when you get back.
Thanks, guys. Hope so too.
Thanks, Tim. Good on you. So that's Tim Delisle, your race winner from race number 1. He's about to go get set for race number 2. Dave, you back with me?
Yes, I am. I'm guessing what he's talking about there is, the brake pedal and dual clutch. My guess is that they're setting the first paddle so that what they do is sit there on the line, foot hard on the accelerator, hard on the brake, and they step off the brake, but they've only got one clutch pulled, so they've got the bite point for that set. So they jump off the pedal, the car moves, and then when it's going,
slide the other
they
clutch
engage
out.
the second clutch.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we saw Julian had a little bit of a problem, is probably let go of that second clutch a bit early or a bit late or something or other, and that's why he slowed off the start. But I think that's what they're doing. They're not using the dual clutch. They are using the dual clutch, but the one paddle they're not pulling it in. They're using the pedal on the floor, the brake.
Yeah, well, they're
like
setting
a
the bite.
locker.
Yeah, that's right, and set the bite point. But it is very easy when you're nervous to release that second part of the clutch quickly, and that would initiate the wheel spin. I think that's what we saw with Dunn. It'd be good to have a chat with him about that whole procedure at some point. But we're only a minute and a half off a race, now we're going to have a quick look at this Racecraft. Fantastic rig, our sponsor for this S5000 series. Have a quick look at that, and then we'll get set to go racing. Big thanks to Racecraft Simulations, and we're getting set. 45 seconds till we go to the grid for race number 2. Julian Dunn out there practicing, goes to the top of the times. But yeah, this will be interesting to see what can be done here. Can Julian have a crack at getting up there in the top 3, getting on the podium? You're going to watch Wayne Burke. I know Damon Woods will be thinking, right, what can I do to actually beat Tim in this second race? He's got a bit of thinking to do, I think, tonight.
Yeah, also the pit stop comes into play in this race because it's a bit longer and they've got to make a pit stop for fuel. So that will come into play. That makes the interesting difference between the sprint race and the feature. The sprint race doesn't have a pit stop. It's very short, sharp, fast. And the main race, there's a strategic element on, do I take the pit stop early? Do I take it late? Will there be a safety car? When's that going to come out? Will I be disadvantaged with it? So there's a lot in their mind besides just driving the car.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time to head down to the grid and jump in for race number 2, or the feature race, 45 minutes. And let's have a quick look at this now as we go to the grid graphics. And you see your front row, Tim Delisle will start from pole position, Damon Woods alongside him. And behind them, Josh Stewart and Greg Olsen out of P4. And Sieg will start from 5th tonight with Julian Dunn off the 3rd row, P6. It's Edmonds and Vella rounding out the 8, and Wayne Burke and Bailey Evans complete your top 10. Maurice McGaskis up into 11th, and Will Ryan for Pace Syndicate up into the top 12 for this our second race. Rob Bowden will start from 13th on the grid with Shane Russell demoted a couple of spots there to 14th. Delaney and Yusuf will try and fight his way back through with Mort, Hines, Bradford and Rogers, your top 20. So as we grid up quickly here, Dave, and get set to go racing, let's watch this start procedure again. I'm intrigued to see them get away.
Yeah, it's interesting the way that iRacing's graphics actually show the wheels spinning. They're not.
Well, are you sure they're not, though?
They're not.
Okay.
The wheels are not spinning. They've got the foot hard on the brake and the accelerator flat, but the wheels aren't turning. That's just a graphic glitch from iRacing.
I'm going to... Yep, we get away. Let's talk about that later. As someone stalls on the grid, it was Sieg's gone nowhere off the start. I'm going to argue that one with you later, Dave, because I reckon the wheels are spinning. I reckon it's like when you do a burnout in a car, the wheels do start to spin.
Interesting. Jason Sieg there, when that happened on the start, he was very smart. As soon as he got going, he just pulled the car over to the left to the edge of the grass so nobody hit him in the back and cleared the way. I thought it was a very nice bit of smart, quick thinking from Jason.
Yeah, straight away though, Delisle out in front, and further back you can see the pack of cars.
She's charging up down the inside, looking for third place, and has got it. Is Julian Dunn? Yeah,
there's plenty of contact in the back of the field though. 3 or 4 cars facing the wrong way as we go back to the front, way out in front, 2.1 seconds.
One of those cars there caught at the hairpin is Damon Woods, our series leader. So he's gone off at the hairpin there, and he was waiting to rejoin. He is way back in the list.
Josh Stewart's also just gone off in the background there. We saw him facing the wrong way.
But Damon Woods is currently 28th place, Luke.
Yeah, he is too. So we'll try and get a quick replay of where that's happened. But that's crucial, isn't it, for the championship points?
I think that might have been as a result of Julian diving down the inside. So there might be a bit of race control action and race control at the moment, I expect.
Are we busy up there clicking away? Let's have a look at the replay now with Damon Woods. This is on first lap, as you said, going down to the hairpin. So he was pretty clear out in front. Watch Julian in the background.
Julian dives down the inside and bang.
He got up over the curb, didn't he? I think that's where it's happened. So we're right on board with Julian Dunn for this same manoeuvre. He's a long, long way back. Under investigation, Julian Dunn. Here it is. Hits the curb, gets into the side pod.
That's a
slam dunk.
I think that's a slam dunk drive through pit lane for Julian, unfortunately. He's been caught out there with the cold tyres, couldn't pull the car up. I do feel for Damon Woods. He's just an innocent party sitting there. Just got clobbered.
Yep. On board here with Ben Holko, looking at a little battle in front. Someone just got a little bit out of shape. That was Caleb Hydes.
Yeah, this is that corner. That corner there is the one that we saw so many incidents in the heat race. Someone's down the inside. Is that Vella?
Nick Bradford.
No, Nick Bradford.
Hydes off the road as well. Oh, and then they're wheel to wheel.
This is exciting in the cockpit.
Yeah, sitting up on the roll hoop here. We've got Will Ryan is right behind this as well. There's Will Ryan chasing. He's being fought with Marcus Kanitzka. Drive-through penalty for Julian Dunn for the incident on lap 1. So it didn't take them long. It took them only a lap to make that decision.
It was pretty obvious what had happened, and I'm sure Julian didn't mean it. It's an easy mistake to make on cold tyres, and I'm sure Damon will be sitting there. He'll be disappointed, but he's not going to let it ruin his race. He's got a job to do, and that's get back through this pack, and that'll be great to watch.
Yeah, Rob Bowden just picks off Anthony Mazzocca there and moves himself up into 19th place as we go further towards the front. Bailey Evans under pressure here from Wayne Burke, who slots it down the inside. Should get the move done there if he can get on the gas nice and smoothly, which he does. He now moves up into P6. Good job.
Yeah, they're soon giving each other room again. Nice to see.
Yep. Oh, he fights back though, doesn't he? He's not giving up on that one. Nice big flash of exhaust as well, and he goes deep in there off the track.
He's gone. Yep.
So Wayne Burke, all that hard work comes undone. He soars at the steering wheel there.
Yeah, the back end of that was fairly loosey-goosey.
Yeah. I'm loving the fact that I look down the timing screen. Will Ryan's in this fat battle here with Holko and Kanitzka. Further back from them, you've got Jansen and Mazzocca's there as well. They're fighting with Rob Bowden over 18th, 19th, 20th. Drew Collins not too far behind them. Robbie Griffith at the back of the queue as well. It's almost like the DRS train going on between about 13th place and 20th. In fact, 22nd probably. It goes further back than that. So it's really, really tight midfield.
Now, I think the interesting thing here is that I think Damon Woods took a pit stop.
Well, he had a drive-through. Did he take a pit stop as well?
No, Julian Dunn had a drive-through.
Oh, yes, true.
Damon Woods took a pit stop. So he's filled himself up with fuel, filled her up with fuel, and he will be trying to do most of his passing without cars in front by just gaining on them, and then when they go to take a pit stop, he's going to motorbike the lot of them. So it'll be really interesting to see where he comes out, because he had that incident. He's gone in, taken a quick repair, because they get one fast repair, to put the car back in perfect condition, and now he's gone back out there. He's going to put his head down and he's going to drive the wheels off that car.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on his progress as we see Hides and Bradford
They're still at it.
still duking it out, these two. This has been...
Weren't they doing this 2 laps ago?
Yeah, this is ongoing.
Actually, in a room.
So quick through there, isn't it? Right up against the fence as well. Dives back down the inside. Oh, that's going to be...
That wasn't good.
Yeah, unfortunately, all that hard work's come undone. Someone else sideways there. That was Caleb Hides, who went off the track. Hides now rejoins after that contact, and that will probably be another penalty as Julian Dunn comes into the pits, I think, to serve his drive-through now.
Yeah, he's driven straight through. So that is the drive-through, and that's dropped him back down to what, 12th place?
Yeah, and Bowden not too far behind.
Maybe. Oh, no, he's all right. 12th place. So
back further up the field. This is Vella and Edmonds. Edmonds just got past Phil Vella there for P3.
Julian's lucky that here at Hockenheim, the transition period through pit lane is fairly quick. It's not a hugely long pit lane, and one of the pit lanes you'll lose the least doing a drive-through. So
now I've just seen Damien Cairns' crash, has he? I just heard something come up on the screen for Cairns. And we haven't got a safety car, have we? We do. We've got a safety car. So our first one of the night. Race control confirming that with the graphic on the screen that we are under full course caution.
Right. So I missed that completely, like you. You're a bit sharper than I was.
Well, Cairns had an off. I'm just trying to see if that's prior to the safety car coming out or not.
I'm seeing Joshua Stewart going car 66 requesting tow. So that's Joshua Stewart, who was one of our leaders.
Yeah. So here's Cairns. I want to see what happens to him down at the hairpin. And he's just going to loop it. So he did that all by himself.
If we can find car 66, I think that you might find that's the scene of our safety car.
Well, he's back in the pits, so...
Well, that's it. It didn't look very good.
Yeah. But no obvious crash either for Josh.
That beautiful Aston Martin safety car with Lachlan Capel at the wheel, and Lachlan's he's one of the top GT sim racers in the country at the moment. So doing some really special things in the Speed Cafe series. So we've certainly got some talent behind the safety car wheel too.
Let's have a look at Josh Stewart. This is lap 3 for him, so it seems a bit out of place. We're on lap 6 now, so this was him collecting the wall.
Oh,
So it was a big hit. And
that's what the safety car was.
surely it didn't take 2 laps to call that safety car, though. He was hidden out of the way. And you can see the marshal there just saying, oh, this is how it happened. He got on the marbles, and I don't really know, maybe...
I don't know. No, what is it? I can't do a German accent.
So that's why we're under caution anyway. So it was Josh Stewart, and that was on lap 3. So unless he was down a couple of laps already, you said he was up near the lead.
Well, he was. He was one of our gang of 5.
Yeah. Daniel Edwards up to 3rd. A couple of shout-outs here. Adam Willison's in the chat. Hello, Adam. Saying Dan Edmonds up into P3 and blowing the nose. I think that's a good thing. Kim Jose saying, what's happening? Anyone here? Yeah, we're all here. We're watching the racing here. And a big hello to Barry, Justin, Patrick, Scher's in the house as well. And over on Facebook, Graham and Christine Cairns. Hello and welcome to the broadcast tonight. And if you're watching on Twitch, g'day as well.
Siri overheard me in the background saying I couldn't speak German and decided to teach me German in the background. I had to run out and turn it off. Darn thing.
Always listening. Always listening. Always listening. So restart procedure. This is the first time I've had to see it tonight, and I guess this has helped Damon Woods, right? Because the field spread for him now back to 20 seconds. Remember, it was 41 seconds under green racing conditions earlier, as Josh Stewart gets a wave around there. So this has really halved the deficit here for Damon Woods, who has had a pit stop.
And I'm just looking.
Wayne Burke did as well. He snuck a little one
He's
in
still the leading car. Oh, no, there's one other.
there. No, Wayne Burke.
Wayne Burke has made a pit stop
so
as well.
he snuck a little sneaky pit stop under yellow there.
Yeah,
That's
very
smart,
nice.
isn't it? That's really smart.
There's a few other guys who've taken pit stop, but Damon's the leader of that group. But Wayne's the first car in the queue that's actually made his stop. The thing with Damon is, it's so early, can he get it to the finish? He's banking on this safety car. He'll be looking at this more for the fuel saving, and he'll be clutching it everywhere. But it's about the fuel saving. The fuel he can save will help him get to the end of the race. Now we've got someone else in the pits at the moment, which is
Julian Dunn.
Dunn.
Yeah, so you can see on that graphic there, Burke, one stop for him, and Woods and Bradford then in 19th and 20th, a stop each for them. Safety car is ending this lap, so we'll go back to green flag conditions at the conclusion of this one. But
so Julian Dunn's back in 22nd now after that pit stop.
Yep, there he is.
So Damon Woods is in 19th and Julian Dunn's in 22nd. So they're both fighting their way back, and they got a fair bit of fighting to do, but they're fighting their way back to the front.
Shout out to Keith Logan, who's just joined in us. So g'day Roo and the FRG team, and to the mighty Luke. Hello mate, welcome aboard. And we're under our first caution tonight after that incident that saw Josh Stewart stick it in the wall. And with 38 minutes to go, one or two drivers have snuck a pit stop in, and Delisle and Olsen getting set for a restart here. Teammates, 1-2.
And
it's got to be positive.
Edmonds and Phil Vella sitting there. Daniel Edmonds is actually sitting in a podium position at the moment, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
And Phil Vella sitting there in fourth. I did say you'd be good around here tonight.
Yeah, the sim rigs.
I know Phil loves this track too.
DFR, they've got their fans no doubt watching on.
It'll be interesting to see. They put a lot of work into the strategic aspect of when they take a fuel stop and how to do that. So it'll be interesting to see what Phil and the DFR crew have come up with. He's got another one of them not far behind him as well. Shane Russell's a DFR guy, isn't he?
Yeah, Russell's in 7th, so he's just there. They'll be talking to each other. They'll be talking about this restart, no doubt, when they're going to go and try and go together.
Yeah, it's all in Tim Delisle's hands at the moment, and he's gone.
Holy. He's out of there. Yeah.
And he sort of caught him napping a little bit there.
He did, by a long way, almost 7/10 of a second.
Although Greg should have known, because those two guys are teammates. They've been talking to each other on the mobile phone, on the car phone.
Great shot across the curb.
That curb on the outside of turn 1 is a bit dangerous too. You can easily whistle.
Backwards. Ooh. That was Yusuf. After all that good work, Yusuf has just put it straight off, I think, by himself, and will drop when the field's... someone else went backwards past him.
That was Bradford, I think. That was it. It looked like Bradford.
I think it was, but yeah, facing the wrong way. That was the interesting one to watch. See if we can get a quick replay. Nick Bradford just, lost it all by himself as well. Cold tyres on the restart maybe. Nice pirouette. Gets going in the right direction again.
So Damon Woods is up to P14 already, Luke.
We've got another accident too in the background there. I'm seeing a couple of cars facing the wrong way. We are back live, and it was down at the hairpin. Someone else just went straight off. Is that Jensen? Where's he gone? He's out of picture. He's way off the race circuit. So the cameraman had to work overtime to find him then. So he's also lost it on this opening restart lap.
He saw a McDonald's down the road and headed for the drive-through.
Drive-through, yeah. Thank you very much, he says.
Wow.
So
there's another one that just losing it. I can see on my second monitor, just guys losing it under acceleration. They're just a bit too heavy-handed on the pedal.
Yeah, Mabry's just... and a bad rejoin as well. That was with Blake Delaney. Just clanged wheels with him as well, so he might even... Luckily, he got away with that, but he might get a little bit of slap on the wrist.
That's one that Racekraft Race Control will be looking at. And he's run very wide again.
So Woods, we'll keep an eye on Woods because he's about to pick off Wayne Burke. He's starting to get into the faster competitors. Damien Cairns ahead of him as well in 11th at the moment as Wood.
Yep.
Has a look, does he? He's going to try and follow Burke through here, so jump on board with him. He's got Cairns to his left. Burke got a great run through there and extended that lead over Cairns by about 5 or 6 car lengths straight away. So
Woods has got the road. He's on the inside. He's got the piece of road he needed. I noticed Phil Vella's starting to put some real pressure onto Daniel Edmonds too for that third spot on the podium. So
we'll ride on board with him for a little bit.
Yeah, he's dragged himself up onto the back of the car and he's starting to apply a little bit of pressure on Daniel here. So be interested to see if he can get the DFR car up onto the podium this time out. And there we go. And he's got third place.
Yeah, mistake there by Edmonds and finds
just got to be so careful.
Oh, watch the rejoin too. Watch the rejoin.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. He's done a good job. This is the fastest E-Series in Australia. You know, these cars are not far off Formula One performance. Incredibly quick cars, lots of aero, and they are a real handful. And then add into that the DRS system on them, and there's a lot to think about. So, they really are a handful. They make it look easy, but if you've got iRacing and you're in it, take one of these out and you'll have a lot more respect for these guys at the front.
Yeah, how's the ding in the side of that Simrigs car as well? Nasty dingers. Sam Bad Eye's also gone off the track again, back in 30th position, not having a night to remember. And Reese Bagat's up in P6, once again under pressure from Knitska, who, 14 spots up in the race. Sure, a couple of people had pit stops, but Knitska started down the back in race 1. He's really chipped away nicely tonight to find himself inside the top 10.
There's some big dives in the corners under brakes and things going on right through the field.
While this is going on, this is Julian Dunn. I think just got past Edmonds for 14th place. And behind them, Mazzocca's having a look down the inside. Job done. Beautiful overtake.
Okay. And Damon Woods is back into the top 10.
Yeah. Oh, another car off the track. That's Rob Bowden. I just gave him a wrap. And Bowden's just gone back about 4 or 5 places too.
You've done it again, haven't you?
Yep.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah. In the pits, we've got that's Daniel Edmonds coming in for a stop now as well.
So we'll see this because I think a lot of the guys will start diving. Some people running wide in places. We'll see a lot of people start to consider pit stop time.
Oh, that's close. Yep.
There's room on this track though. You can give people room on the inside without giving the corner away. You saw there he left the room, but he got the run and he's held the position. So there is.
Oh, that's a crash car.
Racetrack. That's a very crashed car.
Is that Caleb Hydes? No, it's not Hydes. It's one of the Drop Bear Motorsport cars.
Is it?
It's a Drop Bear car. So it is Sam. Yeah. So.
No. I surprised myself.
Well done. He's going to try and limp that back to the pits. It is a drop bear car, isn't it?
Yep. It's not looking pretty, is it?
No.
Look at the steering wheel. You can see it sticking up out of the cockpit. There you go.
Yeah, not a lot of downforce at the back of that either. I want to mention...
Hopefully he's informed race control and they'll make the field aware that he is trailing his way back to pits.
I want to mention something. It's the fact that you've got Burke here, Wayne Burke, on 5-lap newer tyres, if they swap tyres that is, in the pit stop, stopped on lap 5, whereas Damon Woods stopped on the opening lap for his pit stop.
Yeah, I don't think they're swapping tyres. I think they're using the tyres right through the race because the problem is getting them up to temperature. And if they change tyres, they come back out with cold tyres. So the loss over the 2, 3, 4 laps to get them back up to temperature and get full grip out of them defeats the purpose of actually taking them.
Well, you look at the strategy length, you can see that no one else in front of them has stopped, and we're now 10 laps into this tyre wear or into this fuel wear for Woods, whereas Burke 6 laps. Without
a couple more safety cars, I really can't see how Damon's going to get that car to the finish line without another fuel stop.
Right.
But it'll be a splash and dash, but they'll need a fuel stop.
What about Burke though, with a 5 lap into the race to take his stop? Will he get home from there?
it really depends on safety cars and how much fuel it can save. Now, what they do is what they call lift and coast. So at the big long straight down to the hairpin there, they will lift off at like the 200 metre marker, even though they don't brake until the 50, and that saves fuel. That's where you can most save fuel with these cars and with all the cars. Same thing in the real world. And you hear them doing it at, who was it? Fernando was doing it on the weekend and getting all frustrated, although I think that was rubbish. I think he'd overheated the rear brakes. But anyway.
Yep.
Yes, it's a technique to save fuel, but you might be able to save a lap or so. You're not going to save 5.
Yeah. You always know when the tyres are up to temp and they're trusting them because they wind in the understeer, don't they? They really wind the steering in.
Yep.
Like confidence that it's going to push and not grip and spin.
So everywhere you look, there's a battle. Look at this again. What are we looking at here? 19th place or something or other. And they're battling tooth and nail like there's a sheep station on offer.
Well, this is Josh Stewart coming back after causing a safety car, getting his lap back, and now he's back into 21st and trying to pick off a couple here at a time.
See how much lock he put on there. So, even when you're driving the sim, you've got the thing around. You really opposite lock it almost with one hand on the wheel because you can't. You shuffle it around like a road car.
We might jump on board for a lap here with Woods and just talk us through it, Dave, because he's just about to start another lap now. He's just displaced Burke, so even I thought he was going to take a while to get past him, but he's caught him and overtaken him very quickly. But let's ride on board for a lap.
Okay, approaching turn 1 here. This is very, very fast. They drop down a gear. Can't go too wide. You'll pick up penalties for off tracks. Try and set yourself up early on the brakes here. Not too late because you want the exit. This little tricky little left-right or right-left leads on to this big, long, they call it a straight, but it's a big, long curve. But now he's you see the little green button. If that goes purple, it means he's pushed the button for the DRS, which he hasn't. Dive late under brakes, and again, got to get the exit here because it's a really big run. And this next corner is absolutely flat. So this right-hander here, don't lift, absolutely flat. Hold it on it and try and get up the inside. If not, this is a very deceptive corner. It looks really open, but it's a lot tighter than it looks. And this is where we were seeing them all drop in the rear end with trying to get on the power because they're hard on the power. Here, another fast right-hander, but you've got to have a little bit of a lift, and it narrows up at the exit. The road narrows up. So, and now we're coming to the old what they call the stadium section, because you can see all the stadium around us. And this stadium section is about half as wide as the rest of the circuit. So you've got to be very careful down here, off the pedal. It's all about getting the exit out of this next one. Try and get a nice run and get yourself positioned into that slipstream, ready to take him on the way down into turn 2, which I think he's going to have to go here.
Yeah, it's just. He had to really back off through Mercedes, didn't he? He was right up the back of Reece Maggetts and had to get right out of the throttle.
What he's going to do is set himself up here and try and do it on the way down to the hairpin. That's what he's right in the wheel tracks. Now, if we were on board, we'd be able to see his little purple or red. I reckon he's pulled the DRS. See the extra speed he's got? I think he's popped the DRS on there.
You can see it's closed. Watch it open up at the end of the straightaway. There it goes.
Yep, there it is. So he did have DRS on, and he's used the DRS to make that pass. That's another one he's used up.
I don't think iRacing will give us that graphic, so we won't see that purple light come on from a spectator point of view. Unfortunately.
Bit like it doesn't show us what gear you're in.
True.
Yeah. So that's Damon Woods back up to 7th. All the time we're sitting here and talking about everybody. Tim Delisle is on his merry little way out there, 2.5 seconds to the good of Greg Olsen.
You had to stop though, so
Fellas on the podium.
What are we talking about for loss here in a pit stop under these green conditions? 10 seconds, 15 seconds? It's a short pit stop.
But by the time you get in the lane, get out of the lane, you've got the pit, you're probably going to lose 25.
So it's pit lane transit time. That's what we're seeing, 25 seconds. Yeah, but really, you got to think the racing car's still travelling down the pit straight. So you probably, take 5 seconds off that for the time you'd normally spend down the racetrack?
Yeah, I don't know. You're asking me a question I don't know the answer to, Luke. But you would still have to. You'd have to lose 15 to 20 seconds. You would have to.
Yeah. So Damien Cairns
Josh
in the
Stewart.
pits, and Josh Stewart got that penalty after his fighting back.
got
So,
it.
yeah.
So now he's got a drive-through penalty for it. Not been a good night for Josh, unfortunately. He's driven really well and he had tremendous pace, but the apples haven't fallen the right way tonight.
Zocker goes down the inside. Bowden and Magetz displaces them, and Will Ryan just in behind there as well, doing well. And I think Rob Bowden fancies having a look back here at Mazzocca. He's really pushing here and down the inside into Mercedes.
Beautiful. So much overtaking and passing and repassing. And these boys will be having like grins from ear to ear. They'll be absolutely loving this.
Yeah. Such great speed through there, isn't it? Such a right up against the wall. Oh, that was Will Ryan just throwing a wheel out on the dirt too. Olco in the bright blue and yellow car. Oh, almost caught a car going into the pits there. That's trap for young players. Magetz was late into the pits.
It was one of the briefings from race control to beware of that pit entry, because you do have to slow up early, and if you've got someone on your tail, it's very easy for them to get caught out and clobber you in the back and have an accident on the way into the pits.
So Daniel Harris here should get a pass done on Ben Holko. As we look out the rear, just a shot here over the exhaust. And he's gone defensive very early. He's going to make him go the long way around. And he's going to hold position here into the hairpin.
He's going out wide, going to break early and try and do an over and under. But very, very smart there. Parked it on the apex.
Scotty Bartain as well, up into 20th.
What they mean by parking it on the apex is that the leading car gets to the apex of the corner and just slows right up, which stops the guy behind being able to get that run. So he's got to actually pull up behind you, and then he's lost his momentum.
Yep.
So it's a trick that you see done.
MotoGP especially.
F1, MotoGP, all of the same thing. And that's what they call parking it on the apex.
Yep. Classic block pass.
Well, block no pass.
Block no pass, yeah. So there's your race leader. We can't be told that we don't give him any airtime, but it's just him, isn't it? It's a solo effort out in front. His teammates doing a perfect rear gunner. He's 3 seconds behind, and then Vela 8.8 back. So what a dominant race so far. I don't want to jinx him. He's still got 21 minutes to go in the race, but this has been just dominance all night.
I'd love those numbers on the front of his car to be a little bit brighter so I could see the 77. Would be very nice.
Yep. Evan's saying, is this the F3.5 on the iRacing platform? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
On Facebook, so yep.
And spec-wise, it's very interesting because it's not that far from the S5000. The S5000 uses a 5-litre V8 with similar sorts of horsepower, a little less than this has. It doesn't rev as hard, but the weight, the aerodynamics, the things... The only thing is these guys have a lot better tyres than the S5000 runs in Australia. We run, concrete, not rubber, on the corners. And they're just cold as cold can be. Very, very hard to drive.
Why do they do that? Is it
so
a cost thing?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's they can get a lot of mileage out of the cost. Yeah. So it's Jacob Mabry requesting a tow there, so he's obviously had some sort of incident. But yeah, and then the gearbox is similar. Paddle shift, I think it's 7-speed.
Safety car.
We've got a safety car?
Yeah.
We've got a safety car.
That's for the Mabry car, so this will be interesting.
Now, I would expect to see, I'm going to guess Damon Woods dive into the pits.
Okay, with everyone else, though.
Yep.
Would he take a gamble to stay out?
But he'll know what fuel he's got left. He's got a dash reading telling him how much fuel he's got left, and he knows he's got 20 minutes still to go. So he'll know sort of whether he can make it or not. I think as a championship leader, I would, and this early in the championship, I'd play the safe card and I'd take some fuel.
What about Wayne Burke as your race leader goes into the pits now? So we're going to see a stack of them come in. Olsen's in as well. We should see...
Olsen's in as well.
Vela will
Should see
come
Vela
in.
come in. Vela's coming in. Yep.
Russell will be next.
Yep. He's
And
coming
here
in.
is the one we want to know. Damon Woods, yeah, you're right. You picked it.
Yep. So he's taken a pit stop.
And Burke stays out, so there you go.
Has left Wayne Burke out in front.
Yep. So he's the one that stopped on lap 5 under the first safety car conditions. He's decided to stay out, and he will go to the race lead.
And with this safety car, the fuel he's saving, he could very well get this to the finish. But he will have Tim Delisle right behind him. And he's got to hold... Now, Jason Dunn in third place as well. He hasn't gone to the pits.
Julian Dunn, yeah.
Olsen's fourth. Vela's done a super quick stop and come out in fifth place.
Then Shane Russell, Will Ryan. How about Nick Bradford up 11? What about Miguel up into 9th now? 23
Ninth
spots.
place. And Damon Woods is still inside the top 10.
Yep. And it will be probably about a 6 or 7 second field spread at the restart. So he'll fancy
And
himself with...
He's got 20 minutes, so there's no reason he couldn't get himself up into the top 5 or 6. So Wayne Burke's going to take them back to green. That's interesting because we saw how early Tim Delisle went before. Be interesting to see where Wayne Burke decides to go green and take them back to racing speed. So I love that bright blue car. It's a beautiful looking thing in that colour.
Yeah, they've done a great job. I mean, credit to all of them for the great paints. I know there's some good painters out there that some of them buy the paints off, others do it themselves, but gee, they do a good job.
Yeah, they've certainly made an effort, which is great. And these cars are not easy. They're not easy to do a good paint on. They're a big car with lots of bits. It's sort of that's a very, very simple paint job. I love the watercraft just along the horizon there. It goes from sort of blue to grey. Very nice.
I'm sure Wayne Burke, I've seen him in the V8s as well, so he's, being able to jump into a different type of car and do very well.
So we've got wave bys happening. So it was one went by. I thought there would have been more than one.
Minute dash, I'm predicting. There's 17 minutes to go now. We're going to do at least another lap here under caution. And I'll give you a time on this lap at the moment, but it's probably up around the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, the safety car's on a low speed, and he's just gone up to the 120k mark, or a mile an hour, because the low speed is to bank them up so that then they can get the wave throughs done. And then the safety car will complete this lap a lot faster than the last lap. So Lachlan will have the pedal to the metal in the Aston.
Yeah, Lachlan Capel driving that manual safety car, driven by the admin and driven by the stewards here. So another great feature of this series. Not only do they have 3 live stewards, but one of them drives the manual safety car when required.
I actually just really love the Aston Martin as a safety car. It's just it looks right as a safety car. And I think is that because I'm used to seeing it, the Aston used in F1 these days and that sort of thing as well. I don't know.
Possibly.
But I just like it as a safety car. It's a good looking safety car and it sounds good. It's got a V8 in it.
What do you reckon about those hills?
Termites.
There it is though from the long shot. He should start to peel off and off into the distance soon. Lockie in the safety car.
You'll probably see it when he gets up to Mercedes there, somewhere there. He'll step away from the field and give Wayne Burke control.
Evan's saying one of the best open wheelers in iRacing. Might need to get yourself in the series, Evan. Come and join in. Look up FRG, of course, on... Get yourself on the queue. Get in the queue.
Yeah, the field is set for this. They did pre-qualifying over a couple of circuits to find the fastest 40 guys. The fastest 40 were then invited to join the grid. and they're locked in for the series unless somebody withdraws. And there's already a waiting list of in excess of 40 people waiting to get in. So, yeah, it's a pretty long list.
So we're missing 6 cars tonight, though. No shows?
Yes, I'm not sure what's gone on with that. I think we've had a few no-shows tonight, which we had, I know, 3 or 4 withdrawals due to different things. Some people with Eddie Beswick, for instance, had hardware issues or computer issues. A couple of people are away with work and whatever, which does happen.
Yeah.
But and some of them just didn't have the budget, I think, Luke.
They couldn't afford the tyres for the weekend. Righto, let's get going.
Yeah, that's it. Now, when's he going to go green? See Tim sitting right on him and Julian sitting there as well. It's like 2 vultures in your mirrors.
Now, he's gone later, hasn't he? I mean, Tim was out of there by now.
Yet. He's going to leave this to the very last second.
There he goes.
On.
And they compressed to the back. I think there was maybe a bit of contact further back. Oh, there's a huge crash back in the field. Robbie Griffiths in the fence. Robbie Griffiths went straight off into the wall. Could we get another safety car? There's big damage there on his car.
Car's moving, so I think it'll be fine.
Burke got away okay. Dunn all over the back two of Dalal as we see more happening behind them. Kaniska, Evans, Crespo involved in this wheel-to-wheel. Evans and Kaniska now ahead by probably the tip of his nose, but I think Crespo is going to come back at him. Remember, Miguel up 22 spots in tonight's race into the top 10. He doesn't want to give up this top 10 position.
No, and he was in ninth. He lost that to Damon Woods a second ago, so on the restart. So he doesn't want to lose another one because that'll put him outside that top 10.
Oh, there's more contact at the back. More contact as they trip over each other down to the hairpin on the restart lap. We're watching the battle for 10th position here, but I tell you what, it is really tight. Further back, dive down the inside and contact again. Harris is one of them, I think. Mort's off the road.
It's Rob Bowden that was the one that was on the inside and caught the rear wheel there.
Holko and Cairns also involved in it. I think Burke still leads 0.8 of a second. Not a bad restart for him. He'll be really happy with that. And Julian Dunn has got ahead of Tim Dalal. Oh, Dunn!
Oh, he's dropped it. He's dropped it wide. That's put him...
Wow.
You see, look at him fighting the wheel there, trying to get it back under control. And now Phil Vella's taken him as well. So Vella's down the inside of Dunn, and that's Dunn back into, what's that, 5th place now.
Bradford just dropped it off the edge of the road too. Bradford's in the wall. So we've got to get a replay on that Dunn moment because he was soaring at the steering wheel. Incredible to keep it on the racetrack. Check this out. So he drops the back end there. And
it's a bit like Formula One. You know how you see it sometimes in Formula One at the moment. They'll lose the car and it just snaps and then they spear off the road. It's exactly the same thing as happening. Just that little loss of rear traction for a second.
Yeah, another one dropping down for Vella.
Oh.
And
that Julian Dunn off the road there again.
Yeah, so what was a great restart lap for Dunn. He went from 3rd to 2nd and then dropped all the way now. Almost outside the top 10, isn't he? 9th. Damon Woods, P5, about to become P4.
This is a beautiful drive from Damon Woods. Controlled, back through the pack so far, stayed out of trouble. Pleasure to watch.
Tell you what, they're not easing up here. This is feisty. Kaniska, Evans, Vella's there as well. 10th, 11th and 12th place.
How did Phil get back to 12th? He was sitting on the podium a minute ago.
Yeah.
Don't blink.
When they're compressed, it's so quick to lose, 5-6 positions, isn't it? That's the problem with a safety car restart. Make that little mistake and you pay big time. As Wood gets through on Russell. Wood's now into P4.
Wow.
5.1 seconds the gap.
So you've got 5 seconds up the road to Olsen, so I doubt that he's going to make that up. These guys are all a bit too quick for that. 5 seconds is a lot of time on the road. But his thing is going to be trying to hold out Crespo and Russell behind him and make sure he gets away from them and secures that.
More contact.
That was a clumsy entry to the hairpin there.
It's just, we thought we got rid of these little clumsy manoeuvres in race 1. They're just creeping in again in race 2.
Yeah.
Or round 1, I should say, in round 2.
The problem there is that we've had that safety car which has bunched them all up, and they can all see that the leader's not far up the road and the opportunity's there, and I've got to go for it.
Yeah.
And the red mist has descended on the whole field here. Look at this up the inside.
Oh, Vella's wide. Vella's really wide. And across the grass or the dirt, I should
and
say.
Somebody's wider.
Bailey Evans. Bailey Evans is wider. I love that. And that's Scotty Bartain going around the outside.
They've been on the dirt. They'll be carrying that on the tyres. They've got to take a corner or two to clean them up. The other thing is when the cars slide like that, Phil Vella's gone back into the pits. When the cars slide like that, they overheat the rear tyres and then lose traction again. So here we go.
But Bowden in as well. So Philip, Vella and Bowden have said, right, I need new tyres. Have they got a cliff? Have they gone off the cliff, these tyres?
They've probably gone in to repair.
Right.
Because they've been involved in some accidents. They've gone in to use their one free repair.
Or they've got the dreaded meatball.
Or they've run out of incident points.
Safety car. Safety car. With 8 minutes to
Really?
go.
Oh, no.
This is going to make things very spicy because Woods will be right on the back of this these top 3 now.
Too many safety cars.
I'm trying to pick up who the safety car is for. There we are. We've got Daniel Harris, who's
sitting in the middle of the road at turn 1. Couldn't be a more dangerous spot to be.
Yeah. So we'll have a look at that. If we can just find where Harris has gone off. Big incident. Let's have a look. With is that Mazoka on his outside here? Turns in. Sweeps around. Gets. Oh, he got hit from behind.
Yeah, so he's had to lift off because the car got loose on the curb and then he clobbered from behind.
Look, this will show us
Who
the
is that
instigator.
behind him there?
You should be able to read the number when the number gets right on top of him here. Bang.
Oh, yeah. Hello. I'm not that good.
Let's think. I think it was probably Craig Anspach. Let's have a look from where's Craig?
451.
Where's Craig Anspach and all this? There's Anspach was back behind it. So it wasn't Anspach.
It was car 451.
Okay, let's run with that.
Which is Nick Bradford.
On board with Nick Bradford.
Nick's been in the action a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Look.
Could he have avoided that? You'd think so.
I would have thought you would have lifted. You see the guy get sideways like that in front of you. He probably should have lifted. He's just nailed him, and I would probably expect to see Nick taking another trip through pit lane very shortly.
1 lap safety car, do you think? Are we straight on with this?
Oh, it has to be. Has to be.
He's really going slow, backing the whole field in.
Here comes the lap traffic. So they'll be let by the safety car, but they don't have to reach the back of the pack. They just let them back onto the lead lap. So now we've got Tim Delisle back in the lead, Wayne Burke sitting there in second, and Greg Olson in third. Damon Woods in fourth, and Miguel Crespo with the drive of the night there into 5th place.
Yeah, what a drive. 27 positions.
That's brilliant. Brilliant piece of driving from Miguel. There's not just 27 positions he's gained, but he's gained 27 positions without incident. I didn't say that. I don't want to put the mocker on him, but he has. He's made 27 positions on the road without incident. That's brilliant. We've seen what's going on out there.
Safety car still there in the picture. Is he going to get on with it?
Got to. Come on, get that safety car in, Roo.
I think we're going to do one more lap judging by this. It's way too late in the lap for him to be called in now, is he not?
I can't see why we couldn't have gone green.
Probably going to get a 2 or 3 lap dash or a 2 lap dash at the end of this if we do one more lap under caution. 5.5 minutes to go now as they filter through the stadium section. What could be the third last time.
We've gone green. We could have gone green. We don't have to wait for those cars to reach the back of the pack. Maybe an issue with people out of position or something or other that they're sorting out. Oh, good. Safety car's coming in this lap. About time. So we'll watch where Tim goes green. He went really early last time, and remember Wayne Burke went very late. So we'll see any bets, Luke. Which way are you going to bet?
Well, I'm just thinking here, not thinking about bets, but I'm thinking Damon Woods has got Greg Olsen, who's the race leader's teammate, just in front of him. That could be a little bit of a hindrance for him.
Yeah, and I'm going to put my money on another very early restart. So I think he'll go very early because it's very hard for the guys behind to get on the pedal when there's so many corners. When you're in front, you know what you're doing, gives you quite an advantage. So I think he'll go early.
Yeah.
And so where's Dunn sitting now? Dunn is
P8.
P8 behind with Wayne Ryan, Will Ryan and Shane Russell in front of him. Interesting. Reece Margetts has had a nice quiet evening tonight, sitting there in 9th place, 2 spots up from his starting position. I think Reece will be quite happy with that.
Safety car checking out into the distance now, so get out of there, we all say. Let's get racing. 3.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, go home, Lachlan. Go.
How good does it sound, though? Crank up the sound.
You're not sharing the sound, mate.
I'm sharing with the people at home, not you.
Uh,
All right, let's go for a restart.
Here we go.
He went about here last time, out of this corner here. This time he's backing him up.
I think he'll go about just on the apex of this next corner, I reckon. Now. No, he's going late. He's proved me completely wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's gone.
Now
Oh, spinner from P3. That's huge. Olsen's gone around. Lucky not to wipe out half. I think so. Lucky not to wipe out half the field with him. And that instantly gets Wood. Well, look at the gap, though, and Burke is challenging here.
Yeah, Wayne Burke can see a win here.
Yeah, wow, that was so close as Olsen went around off the restart. We'll get a replay on that after the race.
Will be kicking himself. He will be so angry with himself for doing that if he has done it by himself.
You go, Burke.
Now, here we go. And Burke's got down the inside with the... I think he's got a bit of a push to pass on there. Brilliant.
Has he saved his push to passes for the end?
Could have.
Woods will need to get on with this too if he wants to try and engage. So Wayne Burke leads.
Oh, we've got more action back at that hairpin again.
Yeah, Bailey Evans involved in that again. So we'll stay with this lead battle though, because we're going to get probably this lap and one more.
Yeah, so Bailey Evans there reporting an incident back at the hairpin now, so race control will be busy looking at that. So this is a fantastic run to the finish here. I think Damon Woods, after what's happened tonight, to be sitting third and with one hand on that podium, I think he'd be very happy with that. Wayne Burke, this is a drive and a half. Fantastic to see somebody outside of that gang of 5 taking it there. Can he hold Delisle off down that long straight this time? Has he got another push to pass left?
I'm just trying to see if the white flag flew. It did. So this is the final lap of the race. One to go.
Wayne, you can do it. Hang in there, baby.
Oh, that is close.
Oh, that was close. But he got the run on the way out.
That actually hurt Delisle because I think he gave himself a fright there.
Oh no, Crespo's falling down. He's fallen down the field. He's back in 16th, Miguel, after such a great run. We did give him the commentator's curse. I'm not going to talk about him ever again.
Woods is close enough to challenge here too. P3. Oh, Burke's messed up the braking zone.
Himself.
Yeah.
He's had a bit of a lock-up.
But he's somehow got back on it.
The wing, so he's pushed the push to pass up here. He's got Bolt push to pass left.
Damon Woods, 20-second penalty, time penalty for an incident on lap 27. 20-second penalty.
That will be
the restart.
Olsen incident. Okay. I bet the restart.
Yeah, he must have clipped him. We missed it.
Must have.
Into the stadium for the last time. Wayne Burke leads this one.
So 20 seconds is judged to be around about the pit transit time for a drive-through.
And he's gone. That'll put him out. He'll be out of the top 20 with that. That's crazy.
Come on, Wayne. You can do this. This is a brilliant drive. Fantastic effort. Superb.
1 corner to go. He hangs on for the win.
He's got it.
Wayne Burke.
I want to clap. I want to clap.
Clap away. Wayne Burke takes the win. Tim Delisle, P2. Damon Woods will finish well off the podium with that 20-second penalty. He'll finish outside the top 20, and Will Ryan will be elevated up into P3 on the podium ahead of Julian Dunn, Josh Stewart, and Reese McGatsy, top 6. So,
McGuire has dropped to 28th place, Luke.
Wow. What about Burke, though?
Fabulous drive by Miguel all night, and in the last lap he's had some issue, and he's now greyed out back in 28th place, so he's not running. How sad.
Incredible. So we'll have to have a look at that restart.
Can we get a replay of that restart?
The producer here is busy having a look. Here we go. So here's the restart. We're looking out the back. There's the contact.
Oh, yep. And look, Damon wouldn't have meant that. It's just got caught thinking it's going green. They'll both be disappointed in that.
Here's another shot of it. A longer
and it's
shot.
not the way these guys race. They don't do that sort of thing. He's thought they've gone and just tapped him right in the rear. Luckily, Greg's got away without any damage on that, which is good.
Anthony Mazzocca also.
Where's Greg's finished 20th place, so that's what that cost him. Is he's dropped back to 20th.
This is Mazzocca on the restart now. The overlap rule. Oh, and then he lost it by himself.
Well, once they've gone green, you're right.
Yep.
You don't have to get to the finish line. As soon as Rue calls green, 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 you're clear to overlap, overtake, whatever. You don't have to wait until you get to the finish line. They've changed the rule in the online world because what was happening was when you were waiting for the start-finish line, what we just saw happen there with Damon was happening with car after car after car. So now they've gone, okay, we'll go green, and you can actually pass, and it's reduced a lot of the accidents going back to green. And
that's where Crespo lost out big time. But your race winner, he's got the job done, and Wayne Burke should be congratulated. That's a ripper of a drive.
Fabulous drive.
We'll get him in for a chat shortly. We'll go through those results and we'll wrap up.
He's probably going to be extremely excited.
We'll wrap up round number 2 here live on Racestars TV from Hockenheimring for the S5000 official 2023 E-Series. These are your results up on the screen as Wayne Burke brings it back to the pit lane. A half a second win there over Tim Delisle, who dominated race 1 and then the first part of race 2 tonight. And Damon Woods shows in P3. We'll get a 20-second post-race penalty, dropping him outside the top 20, and Will Ryan will come into your top 3 position.
5. So it looks like that will drop Damon Woods back to 24th place, I think. 23rd place.
Well, we wait for him to come in for a chat. We'll go to P3, Will Ryan, and congratulate him. First of all, Will, congratulations, mate. You've been elevated up that one spot to take a podium third tonight. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Luke. Yeah, big surprise. Didn't think I'd be up here at the start of the night, the way the race started. So, yeah, epic.
Fast and busy out there. What were your thoughts on that last safety car? It was a nerve-wracking last 5 minutes, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't know. There was just so many mistakes from a lot of people tonight, which, don't usually see. I think it was the track just increasing temps. And then after that last safety car, I don't know who it was who lost it in about third, I think, just before the restart started. And yeah, it was all happening. So
yeah, unfortunately Olsen got a little tap from behind, hence the penalty for Damon Woods. And that was the spin that you saw. So yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah, well, lucky for me you did, I suppose.
That's right. Got you up another position. We'll come back to you shortly with some thank yous. We'll go straight to P2 before we bring in our race winner. But Tim, mate, you drove so well in race 1. Race 2, you were so dominant, but right at the end there, Wayne just had that little bit of an edge and he got the win.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really disappointed because I felt like I was driving really well, and props to Wayne. He drove really, was just so well at the end there. But yeah, just the safety car timing, and yeah, it was unfortunate. Like, it's P2, but yeah, not feeling great right now.
Sounding like a
Tim,
true
you
racer.
should feel fantastic. It was an excellent drive. The big difference was that Wayne managed to get into the pits on lap 5 and had an early pit stop, which gave him that track advantage. But mate, there was a lot of mistakes out there, and I didn't see you make any of them.
Thanks. Yeah, there were a couple of little things here and there, but no, I was really happy with how I drove tonight. I was super nervous coming in, so yeah, like, still overall a really good result. And I just want to say again to Wayne, like, that was great overtake at the end, and then the defending. Yeah, second corner on the last lap, nearly had a run, but got it too early, and then tried to sneak it down the inside at the hairpin, but no, he was just on it. So yeah, congrats to him.
Well done tonight. And Wayne, congratulations, mate. That's a ripper of a win. You've got to be absolutely stoked with that.
Yeah, actually, like, it's very unexpected. Props to Tim. That was a good race at the end. He definitely had the best car tonight. I just to be honest, I got lucky with that first safety car and sort of nailed the strategy. And then I was actually a bit half and half whether I wanted the other 2 or 3 I think we had at the end, but that was a good race at the end. And yeah, just nailed the strategy tonight, which was the best thing.
We saw quite a few of the cars sort of losing the rear ends out there. Was it pretty loose in the back? Was that tyre temperature, or was it everyone running super low downforce, or what do you think that was, Wayne?
Probably a bit of both. I think, especially as we saw as the track temp went up, the tyre temp's going to go up, so it is going to become definitely looser. And then, like, I don't know about what the rest of the guys were, but whether we're going people a bit lean downforce because of the big long straight into the hairpin, that could definitely play a factor as well.
Great drive. And just hearing there that, Will, unfortunately, you've got a post-race incident under review as well. So we'll see what happens from that. But while we've got you here, do some thank yous. You still got your hands on the third place trophy. So who would you like to thank, Will, for your drive tonight?
Just, yeah, you guys obviously at Race Stars, FRG, Racecraft for sponsoring, Motorsport Australia, and then just the team sponsors, Worm Paints, Simrap Market. I don't know who else is on the car at the moment, but yeah, and all the guys at Pace Syndicate. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Pace Syndicate always put out a good looking car, and well done tonight, P3. P2, Tim, who would you like to thank, man?
PSR, Greg, Josh for making another great set again. I worked on one for ages and then tried his and was instantly quicker. So yeah, big thanks to him and the rest of the DFR guys, and thanks to you guys for the coverage.
No worries. And finally tonight, Wayne with a mega drive, taking the win tonight in the feature race. Who would you like to thank, Wayne?
I'd just like to echo Will and Tim on the series sponsors, and then obviously the guys at Synergy Sim Racing, our sponsors, Watercraft, Parramatta, Isuzu Ute, and Dr. Epoxy.
Great job. So congratulations to our top 3 tonight, and Will, we hope you keep your hands on that trophy, man. I'm not sure what the investigation is about.
Oh, it'll be a hard lock-up into the hairpin, I think.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes, but yeah.
Good luck with that. Yeah, put the suit and tie on, mate, and go and see the stewards. See how you go.
Thanks, guys.
Right, so that's it for tonight, your top 3. Thanks for coming in for a chat. And Dave, exciting racing. These cars, round number 2, done and dusted, but they continue to just show plenty of excitement right up and down the field.
And if you think tonight was fast, we're at Red Bull Ring for the next round, so these cars will be absolutely wicked there.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. So that'll be really good. So the calendar ever so busy as we look forward to Formula Fording, I think, next week.
We are. We've got the second round of the Australian Formula Ford Championship coming to you from Mid-Ohio next week. That's a beautiful circuit for the Formula Ford, twisting up over the hill and dale. Beautiful.
Nice. And then round 3 of the S5000 on July 4th, the week after that. So a couple of consecutive weeks of S5000 to follow that Formula Ford round.
And then I think we go to a 2 weeks in a row double header for Formula 4 after that. So.
Yep. So lots happening, and once again, big thanks to Dave Roberts for joining me in the booth tonight. Or should I say me joining him?
No, it was very pleasant tonight. It was. I'm a bit tired, and I'm a bit more laid back tonight. these things are fantastic. I like watching these cars. They're just good to watch. They're fast.
Yeah.
They're furious, and it is.
And that
Australia's fastest E-Series.
Yeah, that bright blue car of Wayne Burke. We saw it coming through the field and fancy that it took a win. So great job tonight. Thanks, everyone. And big thanks to Racecraft. We'll play it out on their fantastic sim ad. And we'll see you next time. Good night.